guys like orange Before we get started, and this could be our little precursor, cold intro, whatever you want to call it. But so I heard this on a TikTok, and I thought it was super interesting. So they were talking, and they were like, one of the guys was like, if you go to the middle of the ocean, like you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, and you take a rock and you throw it into the ocean, you're like the last person that's going to touch that rock until the end of time.
Yeah, you could go really dark with that. You could take a woman out to the ocean, drown her in the ocean. You're the last person to ever touch that woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is interesting. That is weird when you think about certain things like that.
Right?
That I
thought that was pretty wild.
Yeah, no one else ever will touch. Do you think there's anything that you've touched that no one else in the world is ever going to touch?
I mean, my butthole.
Well, that's a TikTok right there.
Well, I mean, you know.
I mean, I guess you got a good point. I mean, there could be some unfortunate things in your future. You know, fingers crossed nothing like that happens, but you're probably the last person to touch your butthole.
I don't think so. Unless like the coroner, whenever I die, is a perv.
What if the coroner listens to this podcast and he's like, no, when that motherfucker dies, I'm touching his butthole. Yeah. I want to be the last one to touch his butthole.
Nothing I could do about it.
Would you be mad if you got to heaven and you saw a coroner just tickle your butthole or something, so then he was the last, on purpose, so then he was the last one to touch your butthole?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd go murder him.
Oh, you'd haunt him.
Yeah.
That sounds like the premise of such a bad horror movie. You're haunting the guy because he tickled your butthole while you were dead.
I think it'd be a good one. Nice little storyline, you know?
I'd watch it. You could turn it into Michael Myers, then you're going to come back to get him.
I mean, you could go so many different ways, you know?
Yeah, Baba Yaga.
As the plot thickens and then just shit starts coming out the dead body's asshole.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, speaking of shit, what did you think of this week's episode of The Bachelor?
I mean, it's just, I'm getting a little irritated with it.
It's funny, Taylor keeps telling me, oh, you guys picked a bad season to start watching it for videos. She was like, last season would have been great, and she just keeps telling me how bad it is. But I learned some information. So apparently if they say they love you to each other before the finale or anything like that, they get fined. I didn't know that. And in the next time we see them saying it, and I guess if you speak about the show, you get fined. So that's why no one likes to give out spoilers. I guess one of the people that were on it got fined, and they just completely ruined the guy financially, I guess. But apparently they do certain things like that, they will get fined. And I didn't know that was a thing.
Interesting. See, but that makes, I mean, I understand it is what it is, but it makes no sense because if you go back, I believe 2 episodes, when he wanted to take the rose away from whatever her name was, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was
Sicily.
It was fuck. What was it?
I keep thinking. I keep thinking. Put a clip.
Yeah, I'll put something in for her name.
Yeah, but Jordan it's Jesse Palmer. Jesse Palmer says there are no rules.
Oh, it's true.
So.
Yeah. Good point.
What is it? What is it? ABC? Is it only rules when it applies to you?
But let's get into the.
I mean, nothing is happening. It's all the same shit.
I know it's like the same episode every week so far.
They leave you on a cliffhanger, and it's like, okay, cool. I get it. That's how fucking shit works. But come on, really, throw us a bone here. They've been pretty non-eventful episodes so far. He seems to be falling madly in love with Chromo, which is fine. She does seem like a fun person. But, you know...
it does seem like, from what we saw this episode and the next on, it seems like they are falling for each other, and then he tells her something, and then she ruins everything. Is what they made it look like. We obviously don't know all the details.
You know what? Abby actually mentioned it, and and it made sense to me, and it kind of clicked.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Wedding Crashers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The girl who dates or is like obsessed with Vince Vaughn. I'll find you. Like she kind of gives off those like psycho vibes.
I could totally see that.
Yeah. 100%. She said it last night we were watching. I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to put a clip of that in here now.
Oh my God! Don't ever leave me.
Ever.
Good. Cause I'd find you.
1,000, because like she seems like all fun, sweet, and innocent until like you're not interested in her anymore, and then she's like, I'll burn your fucking house down like crazy.
It's so true though. I can 100% see that. You don't want to get on her bad side, it seems like.
Yeah, I feel like Abby nailed that one 100%.
What was your thoughts on Shanae's vagina sweat that she brought up in the beginning of the episode?
It's seriously to the point where they're beating a dead horse.
Yeah,
it's so obvious that it's staged, that it's fake, that it's she's, because every single time she goes in there and she's like, oh, I know this isn't what you asked, but she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I shouldn't have done that, I'm gonna go apologize. And she goes out, apologizes, acts like she's crying, no physical tears running down her face, and then she goes back in and she's like, yeah, I feel so much better. And then as soon as like they make out, they cut to her and like the
and she's like, motherfucker, I won. I acted the shit out of that scene, bitch. And you're like, what the fuck?
Like,
you have to just stop doing this every week.
Staged.
Yeah.
So staged.
Like one producer was like, wow, that was good. You should win an award for that. And then every time she's like, give me the Emmys. Give me the Golden Globes. I can't wait until she goes home.
I know. It has to be next episode, right?
I feel like there's no chance it's not. I mean, they kind of I feel like they spoiled the rest of the show for us in the next on to show us that she's not going to be in it, kind of.
See, I only watched about 20 seconds, and I said, I'm not watching.
Oh, they literally showed you who's in the final 3 and like the whole end of the show in the next on.
Oh, wow.
They show you everything in it. I didn't know why they were showing that much.
Well, even because like I got up and I was like picking up like just shit to like taking my glass and stuff, and I was like, Jesus Christ, they're giving away so much, and I'm like, yeah, that's why I was like, I'm not. Even
it seems like in the finale, it's just a shit show, and everything in the entire show's falling apart. And I don't think he's gonna get together.
Even pick anybody.
Oh, I don't think he will. It sounds like he's gonna want to pick 3 girls, and he had sex with 2 of them, and then none of them want him now.
Well, it's gonna get the 3rd one in there too. Just pick her, and
that's true.
Have sex with all 3.
But like, hey, don't you want to at least find out? And then she's gonna be like, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it works both ways, guys want to sample the product before, the long haul, and women want to sample the product before the long haul,
Yeah. Do you know how many episodes are normally in a season of this?
I have no clue.
Because we're on 5 right now.
I couldn't tell you.
Maybe I'm gonna look it up real quick just to see. I'll just see what the last season of it was.
It's I was a little surprised at who went home.
Me too. I mean, we talked about her last week. We were like, kind of like a tattletale. I don't think she's gonna stick around much longer.
I think that really played a big role in it.
I think so too.
Because like this episode, towards the end, she was like super like, she won't make a good wife. She won't make a good mom.
And then she's like, and if that's like, what you want,
okay, yeah, you're like obsessed with it. Like, calm the fuck down. Are you here to fucking try to get with him, or are you fucking gonna worry about her? Like, holy shit.
Last season there was 11 episodes, so we're about halfway.
Okay. Man, what the fuck could they do with another fucking 5 or 6 episodes?
I don't know. That scares me that there's 5 more episodes of this.
Does that include like the after season tell-all?
I think so, yeah. It said after the rose ceremony or whatever on there.
Okay, all right. I heard there's like a tell-all, like.
Yeah, Taylor told me that'll be the worst episode because it's just the girls basically arguing and yelling at each other back and forth. And I was like, oh, I mean, I guess we'll have something to watch at least. I don't know.
Monday Night Football's gone, so yeah, it's it's funny because we went to Saturday was Abby's birthday, so we went to dinner last night with her mom and stepdad, and we got home at 9:00. So it had just finished. I haven't recorded, so it had just finished recording, and I was tired, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. I gotta, I'm up at fucking 3:45. I go, I'm tired, and she's like, just start it. She's like, just start it, and I'm like, it's fucking 9:15. I'm like, it's, and she's like, well, she's like, we can fast through the commercials, so it'll cut time off. We ended up watching the whole goddamn thing.
Hey, no musical part of this episode. Last week we complained about it. Like, they didn't do it.
It was. What do you think about the whole comedy thing? I thought that was an interesting little. That
was interesting. I liked it. It seemed like some of the girls got really offended by it. Some of the jokes.
Yeah.
I did like that they called out the old lady, and all that was pretty funny. But but I felt like I wish there was more like for the actual. It was a lot towards Shanae.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's the low hanging.
Yeah,
that's the low hanging fruit. That's the easy one.
Mm-hmm. I was impressed that they actually made fun of Clayton like being bad at football and looking a lot like the host and stuff like that. That was cool, but I wish they went a little harder.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, maybe they did, but I mean, I'm sure that there's so much that didn't make the cut.
Yeah, that's true. ABC like, hey, you guys can't be making fun of Clayton's dick, and they're like, all right, we'll cut that out.
We gotta go back to Shanae and her vagina sweat.
That was just so weird. She's kind of like, I'm sweating, my vagina's sweating. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck? Her vagina's sweating?
That's something I would say. Like, I'm sweating, my balls are sweating. It's fucking hot.
Oh shit! Maybe Shanae is you.
No, I feel like she has a very wide neck. Like she has like a thick ass neck. It's like, and I was telling Abby about it. She goes, I think it's just the dress she's wearing. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, it's every time. Like she's got like a thick ass neck. I bet you that thing's like 27 fucking centimeters wide or something. I mean, it's like a thick neck. She could probably take like a fucking meatloaf and just shove it right down her throat. I mean, it's wide. It's amazingly wide.
What's funny is while Shanae was doing her whole spiel in the episode, acting and all that, whatever, I was thinking how funny it would be, like when it's over, if we were like able to like interview her or something. Imagine how amazing, like great. To talk to her and be like, so did you know you're an asshole the whole time, or are you that oblivious that you didn't? Like, I would like to actually ask her a few questions about her process on there, and if she would be honest, that'd be so awesome.
I'm assuming that like people, especially like her, will make rounds on podcasts after.
See, but
like,
I don't think they're allowed to speak on it though.
Really?
I don't think
even after it's over.
I don't know about it being over, but I don't think they're allowed to talk about it. But I don't know.
Huh.
Because I feel like by now it would just be known. Like all the villains would be like, "Hey, it wasn't even my idea. They made me do it."
Yeah.
It'd be a known thing, maybe.
See that I don't know. I mean, obviously, what is he down to? Like 10 or something like that? 10 or 12 or 8 to 12 or something like that.
So there's Gabby, there's Rachel, there's Shanae, Susie. What's the girl's name that there's Teddy, the girl that's with Genevieve, that's with Shanae. So it's 5.
Genevieve.
There's Marlena, the Olympian chick.
Here's the thing. I think me and Marlena would get along great. I feel like we would totally like vibe together.
You thinking about leaving Abby and going with Marlena?
Even Abby last night, she goes, I think you and her would get along so well.
Oh, like, really? That's totally funny.
Yeah. Because like she just seems like she's just like fun. Like she just seems like a fun person. Like
no, I do get that. She does seem like she'd be a fun time to hang out with. Like she's the only one on all these dates that actually like the football she had a blast with, the comedy she had a blast with. All the other girls are just
shit on the football.
Yeah, she was a little crazy. I wouldn't want to play tackle football with her because she might kill me. But
there's nothing wrong with that. That's great.
Yeah,
competitive spirit. And I thought she was probably the funniest when it came to the comedy.
Yeah, I liked her shit too. Let me see. What did I write down for this one? Oh, I did write down because I thought this was really weird when he was on the date with, and I don't know if I'm saying her name right, Sareem. She's like, do you have any questions for me? Sometimes I could be shy and blah, blah, blah. And his only question was, sometimes I look at you and I wonder what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like
why, to kind of hit on that and to elaborate a little bit, every single, what do they call it? Solo date?
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, solo date, yeah.
Every single one-on-one. Every single one-on-one date. When they're having dinner, it always seems to turn into some traumatic story.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that too.
They're telling him, and it's like, is this a theme? I don't. I mean, like, I get it. Everybody has shit, but it's like every single fucking one-on-one. Like, you spend the whole day with the person, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna tell this motherfucker my deepest, darkest secrets.
It is. I was wondering about that too, because I was like if I was on the date and they're like, "Hey, Jerome, blah blah," I wouldn't have like some sob story to tell them. So like, but I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. You could, I guess, make up
like
one.
when you went to work in Alabama.
Oh, it's true.
You know, you could.
I guess I could bring that up. What was I gonna? Oh, but at the end of the episode, in the next on, he accuses Gabby, and it seems like towards the finale night or something. They're like in the middle of the desert, and he accuses her of like being fake, like faking this entire time something, and making everything up. So maybe that story wasn't real.
This is exactly what I was afraid of. She it up for everybody, and that's the last person I expected to do it. I've given you everything. Don't me. Did you just play me this entire time?
That would be interesting.
He also accuses Genevieve of being an actress, though, because of something Shanae says in the next on. And I was I was like, what did she possibly tell you that you think this girl's an actress?
But see, I feel like that, because I did see that. I saw that little snippet.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that he could have asked that to Shanae.
But they cut it to look like that.
They
right.
cut it, and I think that's what I was thinking. Because I'm going, there's no way. I'm like, if this dude thinks that, I mean, not that Genevieve's not, she's not my favorite, but I would pick her over Shanae.
Oh yeah, I would pick her over Shanae, but she's probably the most boring in the group still. But I would still pick her over Shanae.
I feel like she's like a trashy. Like real, I do.
She does. Like she does look like the type of girl that would be on a Jersey Shore dating show, not The Bachelor.
Exactly. It's the whole she's from Jersey.
Oh well, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, she's from Jersey, and she's a bartender.
Oh, really?
I mean, nothing against her being a bartender, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like she's not. She doesn't have like a corporate job or like. You know, like she's not a aspiring
like
pilot,
the one chick there. There's a pilot. There's a historian there. Like a lot of them have like real ass jobs, and she's like, oh, "Well, I make beer."
Yeah, no, I mean that's nothing against that because I mean, like you can make a good living doing that if you know what you're doing, and I mean she has boobs, so that is always a plus. I mean, because guys go into bars, women do too, but mostly pig guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Nick used to live in bars, so I mean, there it is, right there.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think it was asked to Shanae or said to Shanae and cut to make it look like it was.
I can see Genevieve. That's basically what they did with last week's Next On. Is they made it look like Shanae and Genevieve were the ones that he was telling that I had sex with you guys too, but that's from episodes in the future and shit.
Right, and. If he legitimately, I mean, obviously we don't know what happens on the 2-on-1 or whatever, but and unless like, you know, Genevieve, you know, says she's like a trans or something and he's like transphobic, he better send Shanae home.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't see any world where he keeps her. Yeah, unless he's just the biggest idiot in the world. I don't know how he would keep Shanae at this point.
I said it last week. There's no way she would.
I mean, yeah, we played Russian roulette at the end of the last podcast, and you'd be dead now, unfortunately, because of Shanae.
I would, but in all fairness...
They did cut the episode, so you might not have actually... It's a little... They kind of made you kill yourself.
Kind of. Which sounds like something ABC and Disney would do.
Yeah, to be honest.
It seems very cult. It seems very cult-like. You're not allowed to talk about it?
Yeah? Oh, shit.
I mean, like...
Should we start a new podcast?
Crazy.
Like, we try to get inside The Bachelor, we'll disguise ourselves, get all the ins and outs, and then we'll reveal all their secrets at Bachelor Tell-All?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
What did you think about them going to Canada? They're in Canada now, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool. I like it when he goes on the date with Serene, and there's like, he's like, oh, it's, everyone in Canada does it. Street hockey. Street hockey? I don't think that's what Canada is known for.
They played it on like looked like just a random ass corner. They just stopped and started playing street hockey.
It was literally like a 6x6 square on a sidewalk.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow. And he's like, yeah, there are no rules. And I'm like, What?
Yeah, then she picks up the ball and was just gonna run and like toss it in.
Like you fucking on a sidewalk.
Yeah, that was really weird. I don't.
So weird. So weird.
This was the out of all the episodes so far, this was my shortest amount of notes that I've taken.
Yeah, I mean, it's just wild. It's crazy. I thought it was gonna be a good one. I really
So did I. I was really looking
right.
forward to getting it when I got this morning to come watch it, and I was like, oh, it was just kind of the same episode.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of them have been the same. I do, depending on how they cut it, the next episode should be good.
Yeah, I can see that.
If they don't, I don't know if it would be better if we just see like a small portion of the 2-on-1, or if we saw like
a whole episode of it.
30 to 45 minutes, almost like half the episode.
That's probably what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
I don't want that, but that's probably what it's gonna be. I would prefer it to be like the first 10 minutes of the show, she's gone, and then he's picking who's gonna go on the group date with everybody else.
Yeah, because again, Shanae ruined the cocktail hour.
Yeah.
And they didn't get another cocktail.
I know, I was like, have they even had one good cocktail together?
Yeah.
I think they've all been fucked up somehow.
They have. And the majority of them have been old Shanae O'Connor.
Yeah. Well, the only other thing I wrote down in
Terminator ass.
What I wrote down here to talk about was, the little ride they went on in the beginning that like goes like this, and she said she's afraid someone's gonna fall on her and all that. When I don't forget how it was a couple of years ago, like I'd say probably 5 or 6 years ago, I was on one of those with Macy, Chris, and his brother Josh.
Gray?
But Macy and Chris and his brother Josh, and I was sitting next to his brother, and the thing wouldn't clip onto me because I was so small. So all of a sudden, as me and him are riding it, all of a sudden I start sliding up in the seat like this through the guardrail, and he had to put his arm down and hold me down in the seat as we're rocking back and forth in it to not let me tip out because I was so small.
Jesus.
And I was like, after everyone's like, oh my God, that was fucking great. And me and him were like, what the fuck? That was terrifying. And we had to explain to everybody that he
died.
He stopped me from literally flying out of the seat like over my entire family.
So Josh saved your life.
Yeah, pretty much. He saved my life that day, and I've been thankful for that ever since. I just awesome. Remember the feeling of like, oh, what the fuck, as I'm just flying upwards out of the seat. It was so fucking scary.
Fast and the Furious just drove by.
I know. Before I was setting this shit up, there was a dog across the street that these people just locked in their backyard, and it was just barking for like 30 minutes nonstop. Cars flying by. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to film a podcast, but we'll see if it works.
The Joshes are pretty good guys for the most part,
Yeah. I can't think of one bad Josh I've ever met in my life.
I haven't.
But Nick's, let me tell you. Oh, those guys are little rascals.
They are. There are a bunch of bad Nicks. They are. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what the little I don't know what it was, but the other ride that they went on, like the swing where they like were flying over the water, that seemed pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
it seemed like they were up there pretty damn high. I was like, damn, that'd be kind of fun. Like,
well, it also just like they had the whole area like to themselves too. That'd be pretty fun to go to like the little area like that. Just be like you and one other person.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because there's no lines, you don't have to wait. And then I thought it was funny when they went to the ice cream parlor and he was like serving it. She's like, I've never seen a man this fine serving ice cream. And it's like, yeah, no shit.
You were home being like, well, obviously you've never seen me serve ice cream.
Yeah. What about, I don't know if you caught it, but when they were getting ready to start the comedy show, Russell Peters comes up and he's like, welcome everybody. He's like, who's ready for some comedy? And then they pan to this guy and he's like, oh
yeah, I did. And he's like, we are just like, and it was like so awkward. It was like fucking 15 seconds of being like,
it's just a dumbass. I'm like, wow,
that's funny. Yeah, I did notice that too. That was so weird.
Abby said it should have been Tom or Bert that did it.
I know. Every time they have like comedian guests on shows like this, I'm like, why can't you just get Tom Segura on here He would kill, and it would be like the best episode ever.
But then again, like I didn't realize he was from Canada, so I mean, so in Canada, so it makes sense. But I'm sure it has to do with asking price for an appearance.
Oh yeah, for sure. I bet you he did it for very cheap.
Yeah. So who knows? I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of his.
Yeah, I don't really care for him either. Is there any last things you want to say about episode or week 5 of The Bachelor?
I don't believe so. So it was Jill, Allie, and what was the black girl's name?
Marlena?
Girl's name?
No,
no, Marlena's the Olympic sprinter.
God damn it, I cannot think of her name. Let me look.
I can't think of it either.
I'm gonna look up who left week 5, and we'll get it real quick.
But Abby was super happy that Jill left. She couldn't stand her for whatever reason.
Oh, really?
Wasn't my favorite. Yeah, she absolutely hated her.
I didn't mind her. I kind of like her sometimes.
It's funny watching with her because, like, a lot of times we don't like the same people. Like, she's like, ugh, she's annoying. And it's like, really? Like, why? Why is she annoying? Like, what does she do? And she's like, I don't know. Just looking at her face. I'm like, Jesus.
Just her stupid fucking face.
I'm like, women are ruthless.
Let's see. Who got
I can't remember her damn name either.
Okay, well, it's not. Oh, there we go. There's Jill, there's Lindsay, and Sierra.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her because, like, she was doing good tattling, but also, like, she was just tattling a little too much more than all the other girls, so she just stood out for tattling. Unfortunately, she got cut for that. Yeah,
you're not there to tattle. You're there to win the
They're to ride that dick, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's right. Ride that dick.
That dick. Is that it for week 5 of Bachelor Party?
I think that's it. My coffee cup is empty. I think it's perfect timing.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe. Go check out our other reviews or other videos if you'd like. And we'll see you guys next week for week 6 of The Bachelor. Peace out, Girl Scouts.